Good morning, my people. Frankly Uber here. How's it all going? Hope all is well. Hope the family's well. Hope you're making your monies. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But anyway, today we're going to talk about working for a minicab firm and working for Uber. Right guys, so with the whole saga with the cross-border thing, obviously coming on the 14th of March, last week I applied for a private hire firm here in Reading. Now this private hire firm is all good because they have a TfL license, they have a Reading license, and they have a Maidenhead license. So they got 3 licenses. So for the time being, I'm okay to work for them. Okay, as long as I don't hang about in town and you know, yeah, and just keep my nose clean, really, to be fair. And yeah, they've given me work, which is good on them. They've given me work, and while I apply for my Reading license, now I will be applying for my Reading license. Hopefully, I can keep my TfL license, so I can still work for Uber in their jurisdiction area. But yeah, I applied for this company, and I tried them out for a week. So I made roughly last week from Monday through to Sunday. I made about £300 with them, and then with Uber I made another £300. So that's £600 in total. So I made my end goal at the end of the day. Regardless of how I made it, I made my end goal. But you know, I combined the two basically. I worked. I kept the app on for the base because they're using an app as well. And also I obviously kept Uber on. Whichever I felt would be the more lucrative job that came in, I'd take that one and cancel the other, and cancel the other. But with the base, it's a little bit harder. You can't actually cancel it. So if the base comes through, I need to take it. I need to cancel Uber off. So hence my cancellation rate has gone from like what, just from under 10% to up to 20% now. The highest it's ever been since I've been working for Uber. So yeah. So anyway, the main comparison is this: is that obviously with Uber, you've got a waiting time. Now, although that's increased now to 8 minutes, you still get paid for that waiting time after 3 minutes. So you still get paid that 20p per minute up to 8 minutes, and then Uber will cancel it off and you get your cancellation fee. But with the base, you don't get a waiting time. So it's a bit, you know, I'm not sure what it is like for most bases, but this base, it's all flat rate, it's all fixed rates. So there's no waiting time, you know. So it's best thing to do is that when you get a job come through, obviously from the base, best thing to do is to check what time the customer's due out, and then see how long it's going to take for you to get there. You know, don't be in such a hurry to get there, because the mistake I made is like I didn't check what time the customer actually needed it. So sometimes I'd be waiting outside for 15 minutes when I could have really been taking, I could have done an Uber job in that time, you know. So but anyway, just to give you a quick distinction of how, I mean, obviously you guys know how Uber work, really. You know, Uber works off an algorithm. It basically dishes out all the jobs to the nearest, either to the nearest driver or the driver who's been waiting longest. One of them anyway. But you know, it distributes the jobs out via an algorithm, and it's all computerized. It's not done manually. Whereas the base, although I'm using an app, they call it a PDA, but it's an app that they installed on my phone. And I get charged £5 of that per week, by the way, for an app. To use an app, I get charged £5 a week. But anyway, yeah. So that's although you're using an app, that's being dispatched manually by a controller. You know, although they say it goes to a central area, and you know, the jobs are distributed fairly. I don't think they are. But anyway, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Now, the difference between Uber, obviously, and the cab again is that with Uber, you guys know me already. If the job's going to be more than 3 miles, or it's going to take longer than 10 minutes, I'm not going to take the job. I normally, because that's why my confirmation rate is so bad, because I'm quite selective like that. Nothing I hate more than dead is I hate dead miles. I can't stand dead miles, you know. Because I know I'm losing money at the end of the day. You know, people say, oh, you know, but you're getting as much as you can. It's not about getting as much as you can. It's about, you have to work smart. You know, you don't want to be cleaning off your petrol, driving more than 3 miles to pick up a customer for them to only go 1 mile down the road for that £3 fare. You know, that you got to make, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, guys. You got to, and then you got to, then obviously once you drop off that customer, you might not be in an area where you can get another job. So therefore you got to drive back into town anyway. So you've lost money there effectively. So now, having said that, with a base, there are dead miles, you know. Although some jobs can be very lucrative, you know. I had a 4-mile job, and a 4-mile job. I only literally travelled a mile to get the customer. It was an XL job, equivalent to an XL job on well, they needed a large car, so it was equivalent to an XL job on Uber, and it's a £14 fare, so I get about 11 quid from that. And now I picked up the passenger. The passenger was only a mile away. Obviously they had a baby, luggage, and what have you. But I had to drive him into town, and that was about 4 miles. So in total, I clocked up 5 miles. So you know, I've made money there. Happy days, you know. After the commission, I get my 11 quid. You know, happy days. I've made money there. But then there are trips like this. I was in a certain area, just dropping off a passenger, and I get a ping come through. The job was in Crawthorne, so I had to drive. So that was from Early to Crawthorne. It's 8 miles. That's already too far, you know. And then when I arrived, obviously I saw that I know where the job's going. The job's going to A4 Bath Road. So that's another 13 miles from Crawthorne. So, you know, so that's about 21 miles altogether. Okay. The fare was 22 quid. So after the commission, what, I was left with what, 17, 18 pound commission. So how much did that work out per mile? So I was literally, I got a bit upset with that. And I thought, my God, that was a killer. And obviously, the basic excuse to me is that, you know, it's a regular customer, so you know they get a discount. So you know, and you know you're not going to get them that many jobs like that. And I was like, yeah. So far, for the week that I've worked with this company, I have done quite a lot of long journeys with dead miles, you know, and I've just been doing it so I'm giving it a try, basically, first and foremost. But oh, the traffic here is horrendous. I think I'm gonna have to turn around, guys. Just give me 1 minute, okay? Yeah, I've had to do a quick 3-point turn on a dual carriageway. There's massive traffic out on this end, so yeah, a bit annoyed. Anyway, so that's one comparison, obviously, to so one, there's no waiting time on a base, and two, you know, dead miles. You can get dead miles, and dead miles is severe as well. So, and you know, and like I said, I mentioned earlier, the base is controlled by a controller. It's not. Even though you're working off an app, and the app is dispatched to you by message and whatever. You accept a job, like it's like as Uber, you'd accept a job as it comes through, when the ping comes through. But it's when the jobs come, when a customer brings up to requests, that goes to a controller, and the controller dishes it out to whoever bit really, and you know, and everyone knows, whoever's worked on the trade knows that controllers would dish out the jobs to their mates. Or for this company's, in terms of this company, they'll dish out to the guys who are renting vehicles off them, because obviously these guys own a fleet as well. This base, so they have their own cars. Therefore, yeah, they will prioritise those who are renting their cars off them, because I don't know, they need to make rent, so they make money off that rent. So they're going to prioritise them. So yeah, there's a lot of politics in a base. You know, all these private hire guys who I see on Facebook saying about they've been in the trade for this, that, and the other, and if you know they were making good money, and if it wasn't for Uber, then you know they'd still be working there. I don't think you would be, mate, if that's the way. Obviously, if you're good at kissing the controller's ass and whatever, you're buying them kebabs or whatever, then yeah, mate, that's all good. You know, that's you, innit? But I'd rather work for a company that, I mean, don't get me wrong, Uber's no angel. We all know that. But for sure, you know, the fate. Everyone relies a lot on Uber, and that's also a worrying thing, because you're relying on a computer algorithm to sort you out. And I'm pretty sure there's like parameters there where, you know, sometimes you'll be allocated some decent jobs, and sometimes you'll be allocated some really bad jobs. So yeah, Oh my god, I am stuck in some severe traffic right now, and I'm going to be late for work. But anyway, so that's more or less my direct comparison between the two, in terms of the minicab and the and working for Uber. Now this is why the proposition of Smartzi is attractive, because Smartzi are no Uber. You know, let's get that straight there. They're no Uber at the moment. You know, although the app is very good, I must admit the app it's a very clean user interface. It's you know, the options there. I mean, someone was telling me that it's the technologies that these apps are coming up with is not innovative, and they're telling me about it's been you know, they've been doing, you know, cabs have had apps for years. I mean, cabs and taxis. Okay, whatever. But anyway, I'd say these companies are innovative because, you know, it's driven off an app. You know, it works off an on-demand way. It works off algorithm. You know, it doesn't work off the fact. You know, again, I'm pretty sure that those apps that this guy mentioned are dispatch apps, just like a base. But anyway, yeah, Smartzi, they've got some unique features, as I mentioned previously. You know, the unique features obviously are the preferred driver option, and obviously the fact that you get to set your own rates. And also you get to book up to 3 months in advance. You know, these are options where you don't have with Uber. Now, where everyone's waiting on the fact of when it's going to go on demand, and obviously drivers are concerned about its level of advertising. Now, guys, this, you know, I post a lot on Facebook and on the groups there, and I obviously I got told off for spamming by the admin. Luckily, the admin guy is a friend of mine, so but I got told off for spamming, and I said it wasn't the fact that I wanted to spam. It was like Uber just got on my nerves so much that I just had to do it. And he was like, okay, fair enough, but don't do it too often because you're gonna piss everyone else off and it's annoying. I was like, okay, my bad, I'm sorry. But all I was trying to do is I created a little article in where, you know, how many passengers when you're working on Uber, how many passengers do you take on? Do you take, you know, and you how many trips do you do? So let's say, for example, you do 30 trips in that one day. You know, 30 is nothing. You know, people do more than that in one day, but 30 trips, you know, in Reading, that's perfectly normal. But 30 trips, you know, even if you speak to half of those customers, and I'm not even talking about speaking to these customers about Smartzi or another app, but if you just talk to the customers about how badly exploited we are on Uber, maybe that will deter them and let them move on. That'll help, you know, that slides you in to talking about another app company. You know, you can talk about Smartzi, you can talk about whoever, you know, whichever company you're working for on the side, you can slide that in there. And you know, obviously, you know, Uber has taken the Berties. They've taken the Berties on a lot of things. They have hurt and damaged drivers. You know, they've broken our trust, basically. And I'm not sure if you guys catch the latest article from the Entrepreneur, the latest vlog, sorry. He explains this in better detail, and also Uberman in the US has also explained, you know, obviously, you know, what Uber, you know, how much the drivers are actually getting paid, and so forth. So I encourage you guys to check them out, and you know, they're a lot more thorough than I am. I'm more of a ranter, more than an information giver. I don't know, maybe you can differ on that, guys. But yeah, I mean, it's time now to find the nearest, let's say the nearest competitor to Uber. And in my eyes at the moment, and there are quite a lot of apps out there at the moment that are due to launch, and I have been approached by them. So, but Smartzi seems to be the one at the moment that's a close contender, you know. And I truly believe that they can be big if they get drivers backing on this. So, guys, do sign up to Smartzi. My code is on the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to leave you here for now. That was my conversation about working for a base and working for a minicab base and working for Uber. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. This is Frankly Uber here, signing out. Peace. Have a good week, guys.